HubSpot's reporting capabilities are super powerful, but it's not always clear where to go to get the answers that you seek. So today, we're going to give you a tour of all of the HubSpot reporting capabilities that HubSpot has to offer. Reporting is really baked into the HubSpot platform, which means that there is a lot of reporting capabilities in HubSpot, but it also means that there's a lot of different places to go to get answers to different kinds of reporting questions. So today we're going to walk through the 6 different ways that HubSpot is going to give you reports already pre-built, and also 6 different ways that you can actually build your own reports depending on the subscription license that you have. So let's dive in. One of the first places to get good reports from HubSpot is in your marketing analytics pages, or what they call the performance pages. And so these are going to be for a lot of different kinds of marketing assets, campaigns, emails, landing pages, blog posts, pretty much all of the assets that HubSpot has marketing tools for. They're going to give you performance reporting on each individual asset. So let me give you an example here. We're in our marketing email area of HubSpot here. And so if we click on a recent email, we'll click on this HubSpot Hacks newsletter. We're going to see this performance tab, because this is one that we've already sent. It'll be the same for something that's already been published for a landing page or a blog post. And if you scroll down here, you can actually see analytics about this asset. So this is a great initial place to go to see how a marketing asset has performed. You don't have to build anything. It's already nice and built for you. So we can see, for emails, we've got our open rates, unique opens, total opens, click rate. So a lot of analytics here that are going to be helpful for you to gauge how they performed. And one of the things that I love about HubSpot reporting is if you click into any of these numbers, anything that's blue here, you can actually click in here and get additional data. So it's going to show you here the actual contacts that bounced. So the performance reports are a great way to get analytics about individual marketing assets. Another place that you can go, if we go back to all emails here, a lot of our marketing assets also have this Analyze tab. So if we click on Analyze, we can actually see our performance across that type of asset. So in this case, across all of our marketing emails. So we've got a couple filters here. We can filter by campaign, by team that sent it, by a specific date range. So we've got the last month or so on the reports here. So in the last month, we can see some analytics around our recipient engagement for our emails, our email deliverability. We can also see kind of how that's changed compared to the previous period. So again, lots of helpful data, a couple clicks away, and we can see all this reporting across all of that asset type. So again, this is going to be in your marketing email, your social media. Let's jump into social media here, for example, to kind of show you the similarities and differences. Social media is going to be marketing professional or higher. But if you've got that subscription, so marketing professional or marketing enterprise, again, we've got this Analyze tab, and we can see great analytics about how our social media posts are performing. So we've got our performance tab for individual assets, Analyze tab for performance across all of that asset type within those given filters. Another thing that we can do, so we've talked about marketing so far, another reporting tool that's available in the Sales Hub, as long as you're on Sales Hub Professional Enterprise, is our forecasting tool. So if we get into forecasting here, I'm in my test portal, so I don't have a whole lot of deal data in here, but we can do forecasting by a couple different ways. We can do it by pipeline, given our pipeline stages. So we can see here, if we've got a goal for March of 55,000, where we've got a long way to go for that so far. I've only got 500 in our test portal. And we can see, based on our pipeline stages here, where those deals lie. So we've got $500 deal already closed, and we've got nothing else sitting in our pipeline. But if we did have other deals in our pipeline, we could see that here. We can also do it across pipelines by using forecast category. It gives you a little bit more control. We do have a whole video about the forecasting tool and how to get that set up. So if you're curious to dive into the forecasting tool more, then I definitely encourage you to check that out. So now let's get into some of the things that are kind of more considered to be reports, or what HubSpot truly calls reports. And so we've got a report library that HubSpot gives for us. So if we go to reports here, and click on Create Report, HubSpot gives us all kinds of different reporting templates. And this is going to be super powerful if you're on the free or starter versions, because a lot of what I'm going to show you from here on out in terms of building custom reports, Does require that pro level subscription or higher. But if you're on the free or starter, you do have access to all these templates, and there are a lot of them, and they're super, super helpful. So you can scroll through here and find a report that you like. But what I suggest doing is kind of think about the question that you're trying to answer and which HubSpot object would have that data. Is it going to be on contacts or companies or deals? And then do filtering over here based on your data source. So if you know that the report you're looking for is going to be contacts, is going to involve contacts, you can filter by contacts here, and we can now scroll through all of the reports that are related to contacts. And even if you are on pro or higher, I do suggest that you kind of take a look here first, because maybe it'll save you from having to build out a custom report if it's already in the report template for you. So, contact created totals by first conversion, contact lifecycle stage by target account. So all kinds of different reports in here. And then if you find a report that looks like what you want or looks close to what you want, you can click on it and you can do some customization on the report. So you can adjust some filters here. Depending on your level, you might be able to customize it and go into the report builder to customize it further. But even in the starter version, you can customize. And let's say, you want to, this is contacts created by source. So let's say you only wanted to see a couple sources. You could select here and filter out maybe offline sources, for example, isn't helpful for what you're trying to answer. So you could filter that out here. So lots of ways you can use these pre-built reports to get the answers to the questions that you're looking for. The next thing that you can do, and this is going to be professional or higher, but it is going to be another area of pre-built reports for you, and they're going to be organized in a little bit more helpful way, and also contain, I think, a little bit more helpful insights than just kind of the standard library, the template library. So if you go to reporting and reports, rather than click on create report, we're going to go over here to the left-hand side and look at report collections. And so you can see we've got a few different collections of reports, and HubSpot is working on building more collections for us. But we can see reports related to our contacts. So, our contacts by source. So how many contacts did we create? We can adjust the filters for how much time we want to be looking at here. So this is all time, how many contacts we had created by source, and we can see the table view of that. We can see data about our website traffic. This will work both if you have your website hosted on HubSpot, but also if you're using the tracking code and your website isn't hosted on HubSpot. We've got a whole bunch of reports about our sales performance. So we've got sub collections here. So reports related to our coach reps and teams, so call outcomes, chats, completed activities, deal created, lead funnel, so all kinds of reports related to how our reps are doing so that we can use those in coaching with them and improve team performance. How we're doing with our forecasting and pipeline, our pipelines. So, what percentage conversion are we getting between stages in our deal funnel report and our deal pipeline waterfalls? How many deals are we pushing out that close date farther in our push rate? So all kinds of reports there. And then if you've got Service Hub, you can also get similar levels of reports with the service collection here. So around customer satisfaction and team performance, around things like, how long are our people waiting? How long are our customers waiting to get a hold of us on chat? Or how long do we have tickets open on average? So all kinds of reports here. I really, really do suggest looking at that template library and these report collections if you're on pro or higher before you even get into the custom report builders, because pretty much most of the questions that you want answered are going to be answered for you right there, just a couple clicks away. The last thing I'm going to show you here is our dashboard templates. So this is one other place that HubSpot is going to give you reports that you don't have to build, and it's going to give you a nice collection of them. So if we go to our dashboards and create a dashboard, we're going to see templates here again. And these templates are going to be a collection of reports that it's report templates that HubSpot is going to give you around a specific area. So similar to collections, but these are going to live on a dashboard for you. So, account-based marketing, business units, if you're using business units and enterprise, if you're using chat, a bunch of reports around chat performance, a bunch of reports around email. So again, similar to collections, it's going to have reports already built for us that give us the insights we're looking for around there. So if you're looking for a dashboard of reports to get a bunch of different KPIs around a specific area, again, I recommend checking out the dashboard templates, put that in there, and then you can always swap out or customize reports as you need based on the questions you're trying to answer differ from the pre-built reports here. So let's just look at, we don't have a ton of data in our test portal here, but let's just throw this report into a dashboard and you can kind of see what that looks like. So this is our email overview report. It's going to show us email conversation totals by rep, average first response time, email close totals by rep, email average time to close by rep. So all kinds of different data around our emails. So that is all of the kind of pre-built reports for you in HubSpot. Again, lots and lots of pre-built reports created, but HubSpot also gives you all kinds of different ways to create your own reports if you're not finding what you're looking for in those pre-built reports. So one of the things that HubSpot gives you is actually, HubSpot doesn't even refer to it as a report, but if you're coming from another platform like maybe Salesforce or another CRM, some of those platforms call these reports. And so I want to show you what HubSpot does is they call them saved views. And we do have a whole video on this as well, so if you want to deep dive into this. But saved views are going to be helpful if you want to see basically a list of records that match specific filters. So not looking for any visualization, but you're just looking for a list of records. So for an example, let's say you're looking for all of the contacts that we created last month. So if we go into just CRM here and contacts, we can adjust. In this case, we want to see created last month. So we've got a quick filter here for create date. We just want to say last month. And now we can see all the contacts created last month. We also have advanced filters, so we can filter on any property in the contact object, and we can also combine filters here. So let's say you wanted to filter based on, we don't have a ton of data in our test portal again, so if we did a specific state, it'd probably be hard, but you could do a specific state, or in this case, let's just say we want to see all the contacts where we know what state they're from. We can apply that, and again, now we've got an updated list right away of all of the contacts where we know their state. And you can actually save these so you can easily refer back to them. You can adjust the columns here of what data you see. Again, we've got a whole video that dives really deep into that. Okay, so now let's get into the real meat of it, the report builders in HubSpot. So when you go to build a report, you're going to have a few different options for how to create reports. And which options are available to you are going to depend on your license. So to get any of these options, you have to be on a professional or enterprise tier. If you're on professional, you'll be able to do a single object report, a custom report, which is a combination of multiple objects. You can do basic attribution reports and basic funnel reports. And then the AI assistant, if you're in that beta, you can use that. This is a way to help build your single object reports. If you're on enterprise, you can do more detailed attribution reports and more detailed customer journey reports. Customer journey reports and funnel builder is pretty much the same thing. Once you're at the enterprise level, it gets a little bit confusing, I know. Okay, so let's get into a single object report. So a single object report is going to be a report about a single object, just like it's called. So an object in HubSpot, contacts is an object type, companies is an object type, deals is an object type. So if the data you need to report on is contained in one object, so it's just data about your contacts, just data about deals, then the single object report is where you want to go. So if we click in here, what it's going to ask you is what object you want to report on. You hit next, and then you're going to adjust your properties that are being included in the report, your visualization for what the report is going to look like, and your filters for what data is going to be included in the report. So let's go into an example here of a report that's already built. So this is a report that would be great for a B2C company, for example. And this report, what it's showing us is how many contacts by week entered our customer lifecycle stage. So essentially, how many new customers did we get by week? So if we look at data, so this was on the contact object, and the data that we have in here is the original source, the create date, which we're actually not even using, and then the date that it entered the customer lifecycle stage. So create date, we could delete it, it's in here by default. So this date entered customer lifecycle stage is a property that HubSpot calculates for you. So again, another way that HubSpot is just helping you get more analytics. But what this does for you is it date stamps when a contact moves into our customer lifecycle stage, so the date that they became a customer for us. So we've got those properties, and then our visualization here, we've got this area graph, and we're displaying the date that it entered the customer lifecycle stage and the original source, and we're measuring it by count of contacts. So what we're seeing, then we can adjust the frequency up here. The frequency is weekly. So what we're seeing is each week, how many contacts became a customer, And if we hover over here, again, we can see more data. So we've had, in this week, we had 7 customers that were created, and they originally came from offline sources. And we had 2 that were originally created from organic social. So great data here for us, and pretty easy to build in this custom single object report builder. Last thing here is filters. So in this case, we have it filtered so they became a customer in the last 90 days. So this will be a rolling 90 days, and I'll continue to update for us as we move along here. Cool. Okay, so that is our single object report. We do also have our custom report builder, which is great for when we want to report on things that data comes from multiple sources. We do also have a couple more options than we have in the single object report. So if you go into a single object report and you're not seeing the visualization options that you want or the filtering options that you want, there's a chance that you might be able to do it in the custom report builder, even if you're just pulling data from a single object. So it's going to be a similar experience. We'll go into custom report builder. And in this case, let's say we're a B2B company and we want to see how many companies had a deal that was closed won, and we want to see that by month. In this case, we want to pull data from companies and deals. So we've got a primary data source of companies, secondary data source of deals. There's all kinds of different data sources we can pull from in here. We're going to hit next. And in this case, on the x-axis, what we want is we want the close date of the deal. And then it's going to default to monthly, but we can change that frequency in here if we want to by clicking on this pencil icon. We can change here. And then we want to see, we're going to look at the record ID of our companies and our y-axis, and it's going to be distinct count. So this is going to be the distinct count of company records that are associated to the deals that closed in each of that month. And our filters here, we're going to filter this by a couple things. So we only want to look at deals that close, let's say this year. And let's say we only want to look at those closed won deals. We don't want all deals. We only want to look at closed won deals. So we're going to look over here at closed won. So whenever you search, it's going to search for properties from all the data sources that you picked. So in this case, we're going to look at is closed won. It's a property that lives on the deal record. We're going to pull that over here into our filter, and we're going to click to apply a filter, and we want it to be true. So now we're going to filter only by the deals that are closed won. Cool, so now we've got our number of companies that had a deal that was closed won in the month of January. So if a company had 2 deals that were closed won, it's still only going to report once in here. So it's a great way to see exactly what we want answered here, which is the number of companies that had a closed won deal, regardless of how many deals they had, closed won deal in that month. And again, HubSpot is great. We can click on this and see some data. So we're going to see, in this case, we're going to see the fields that are used to build the report. So our close date was used to build the report, our record ID of companies, so we can see those company names. We're going to blur some of this out since some of this is live data, but I promise you behind all of those blurs are actual company names, and then the record ID of the deals themselves. And we can actually click into the company record from here or click into the deal ID from here and dig deeper. But let's say that's not enough data for us. Let's say we also want to see the person on our team who owns the company records. Let's say that's how we interact with this data. But we don't really want that to live anywhere in the report. We just want to be able to click in and see that. So back on this configure screen, we've got this fields down here. So we want to go owner. We want to see the company owner when we click in and see that data. So didn't change anything on the report. It is going to take a second to refresh here, but you'll see it's the same numbers, same information. But now when we click in, we're going to get a new column here that's going to show us the company owner for each company that's in that report. So you can add more data to that fields column so that when you click in, you can get the data that you want to take action on or that you need to draw the insights that you want. Next report type here that we're going to go into is going to be our attribution report builder. So you're going to have some attribution capabilities on the pro level. You have a lot of attribution capabilities on the enterprise level. So when you click in here, it's going to kind of help you create your report with some pre-built questions here. So this contact attribution is what you get at the professional level. Then at the enterprise level, you can get attribution around deal creation and revenue wins. And again, these are some of the questions that you can answer at the enterprise level. So what asset type created the most deals? Which channels influenced the most revenue? So great information here for your attribution. We have an attribution report already built here. So what this is going to do is it's going to ask for a bunch of information on the left-hand side to kind of filter it down and give you information that you want. So it is a little bit more of a complex report. It does take some time to play with it and really get familiar with it, but it can be really powerful once you have the hang of it. So in this case, we're looking at a column report. We've got two different attribution models here. So last interaction means the number of contacts that were created, and their last interaction was a blog post. Linear is going to take all the interactions that they have and divide them equally and give a certain kind of percentage of the contact based on how many interactions there were. So we're actually comparing information from two different attribution models here, all in the same report. Frequency is monthly. We're looking at the last 365 days. We're looking specifically at the asset type of blog posts, and then we're looking at essentially all of the blog posts and contacts by all of the lifecycle stages. So what this report is giving us is by month, how many contacts are we creating by blog post? And we're looking at two different ways of looking at that data. So how many contacts did we create where the last thing they did was look at a blog post? And then how many contacts did we create where essentially one of the things that they did was look at a blog post? And again, that's divided by all of the different things that they did before becoming a contact. So great data, again, to see how your marketing is performing and really drive a little bit deeper into the KPIs that those marketing assets are driving for you. And that could be contacts at the professional level, or again, deals and revenue at the enterprise level. So now we're going to continue to get a little bit more complex here. So there is a custom funnel builder, and this is going to be pretty helpful at the professional level. So if we go back to create a report, we've got these funnels here. And we can do contacts, deals, or companies at the professional level in funnels, but the data that we can filter or include in these is going to be somewhat limited. So let's build a super quick funnel here. Go to companies and hit next. And life cycle stage is all you're going to get for contacts and companies. Deal stage is all you're going to get for deals. If you have enterprise, then you'll have a lot more data that you can put in the funnel builder. Then it essentially becomes a customer journey report. So essentially, if you're on enterprise, we recommend just skipping the funnel builder and going straight into your custom journey report, because it's going to be more capable and include the same data. And I'll show you that here in just a second. But let's say, let's do something really simple for company. Let's say we want to know how many companies that reached the opportunity stage ended up becoming a customer in since December 5th. So let's run this report. It's going to show, okay, we had 88 companies that were in the opportunity stage within that time frame, and 20 of them became customers. So it's going to show us conversion reporting, average time it took to complete this journey. So lots of good data about how people are progressing through our funnel, through our buyer journey. So that is a funnel report. And then the other type of report, again, this is where I recommend you just start if you're on enterprise, is going to be our customer journey report. So this is a pro level account. You'll see it's locked here. But if we bounce over to an enterprise account, I'm actually already in a custom journey report. And so what this allows you to do is this allows you to have different stages, and it will show you how contacts have flowed through those stages. So this is a Sankey chart. You can also look at this in that vertical funnel or horizontal funnel, similar to what we just had in the funnel report. In this case, we are using custom events, which is also an enterprise feature. And we're uploading people that went to a trade show, and that's what this test custom event is. So in this case, we're looking at all of the people that interacted with this custom event. So we're uploaded for this trade show, and we renamed it to attended trade show. So we're just looking at test data here. So we had 2 people that went to that trade show. And then we want to know, of those people, how many people booked a meeting. So 1 of those people booked a meeting. How many of those people became an opportunity? So 1 of those became an opportunity, and then how many became a customer? So we don't have any customers yet. And we can mark these stages as optional if you want, which will kind of show you how people are flowing through, even if they don't hit the middle stages. So this is great for any sort of funnels that you're trying to work people through and really see, how is our performance across that funnel, but then where are areas where we might have a higher drop off that we want to spend a little bit more time and really drill down and optimize. So as I mentioned, lots of different kinds of reporting capabilities, all the way from super simple things, our performance pages, our analyze pages, just in that HubSpot just gives to us, all the way to really complex attribution reporting and journey reporting. I encourage you to check out more videos on the specific tools that I mentioned throughout. And for more HubSpot tips, tricks, and how-tos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and jump down below to subscribe to our newsletter. I'll see you next time.